All right. Hi, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are, whatever time it is. And thank you for joining. My name is Uwe Stuckman. I am Senior Vice President of Strategic Marketing and Innovation. I am part of the Parkland Senior Leadership Team. And I wish I could see my face on the screen, but I can't. And I'm here to talk to you about what my team does, and what keeps me up at night, and how we spend our days, I guess. Um, I wish I could see you. I cannot, but I would love to make this as interactive as possible. So please, if you have any questions, thoughts, things you want to know about, uh, put them in the chat, and I will be more than happy to make sure I address them if I can. So I'll talk a little bit about maybe Parkland strategy first, and I hope some of you who've been here for a while will understand or know this particular graphic and will have seen it in our communication. But I wanted to spend a minute talking about this because it's sort of the foundation for everything we do, and the foundation for what my team is trying to do. And it's a symbiotic relationship between um, creating a customer advantage and a supply advantage. So let me talk about that a little bit. So if you think about our customers, we have two types of customers. We have retail consumers as our customers that buy their fuel, food, and convenience items from our retail sites, and we have commercial customers that buy their fuel and lubricants from us as a wholesaler. So think about retail sites are really people in cars, and our commercial customers are businesses like usually that have trucks or boats or planes or industrial sites. Those would be the big customers for us. In Canada, most of our sales and profit comes from retail. In the US, most of our revenue comes from commercial, and in international it's about 50-50. So that's sort of the customers that we serve. And on the right hand side, we have a supply advantage. We're trying to create a supply advantage. So we have logistics assets, we have a refinery. Logistics assets would be things like rail cars. We have thousands of rail cars. um, Other logistics assets might be supply terminals, places where we have tankage and storage for fuel and lubricants. We have boats, and depots, and trucks all over Canada, the US, and the Caribbean. And our supply strategy is to generate the lowest cost to serve, to find the cheapest way to get the product to those customers. We move about 28 billion liters of fuel a year. It's a huge amount of volume, and because of that scale, we can negotiate better prices. We can get better rates than many or most of our other competitors. So that's our goal here, is to create a lot of buying power on our supply side, and then use our logistics asset to move that product across the geographies, so we can serve our customers on the other side. And my team specifically is responsible for creating a customer value proposition in retail and in our commercial business that is differentiated and wins. You've probably heard a lot in the media, and on social, about sort of the energy transition that is happening, in Canada and the US, and to a slower extent in the Caribbean business, as the electrification of the car park is happening. And so, if you look out 10 years, 15 years, you'll see a gentle decline of our gasoline business in our retail business, and you'll see a pretty steady demand for our commercial business, because there's no alternative to diesel today to move heavy equipment. But as the demand contracts a little bit, you'll have some consolidation of businesses, and only the strong will survive. And our job here is to create the strongest customer value proposition of any retailer in the markets that we serve. That's sort of the mission we're trying to go. So that's the Parkland strategy, creating a differentiated, valued customer advantage. The outcome of that is to have loyal customers. Those loyal customers buy a lot of volume from us. That gives us a supply advantage where we can negotiate a better price, which then creates a customer advantage because we have a better price, creates more loyal customers, which creates more volume, which gets us a supply advantage. And that beautiful wheel keeps spinning around and round. And then for my team, I think about building platforms for growth, and Parkland has grown over the years through acquisition, through a brave number of consecutive acquisitions that has given us the scale that we have today. Many of you, I hope, have heard about Next Gen and what we're doing with our back office platform. Really the operating system for Parkland that we're implementing right now, harmonizing our ERP and our back office systems across all of our businesses onto SAP. The single biggest project going on in the company, and I think the single biggest project in the history of the company. Later on this year, we'll turn on our first market on Next Gen, which is St. Lucia, with a few more coming after that. Then next year we'll complete the Caribbean, move into the US, and ultimately in 2026 roll it through Canada. And that's going to give us a standardized platform, so that if we enter an order into the system, it'll be the same in Canada as it will be in Jamaica, as it will be in Idaho. If we pay an invoice, we'll pay it the same way. If we want to understand our financial performance, we'll run the same report across all of our jurisdictions. So that will give us a lot of efficiency, and it'll create a platform from a back office perspective, from a finance and operations perspective, a platform that allows us to acquire new businesses in the future when we're ready to get back to acquiring, which is going to be in the next 12 to 18 months. Everything on top of that is sort of what my team thinks about. So the first thing is a common data platform. So, a person shopping at a gas station in the Dominican Republic, and a person shopping at a gas station in Toronto, or a person shopping at a gas station in Idaho Falls, generate the same data. It's the same transaction that happens at the point of sale system. So we're harmonizing that data across all of our systems onto one single common data platform across all of Parkland. That lives for the geeks amongst us, that lives in the Amazon cloud, so AWS cloud, and is our repository for all of our data that comes out of our customer interactions, be that consumers at retail stations or commercial customers that buy from us in our wholesale infrastructure. On top of that common data platform, we have a customer engagement platform. That's where we can create messaging, custom messaging, send emails to our customers, send SMS messages, send app alerts to our Journey app, and engage with the customer on a one-to-one basis. We're just finishing the implementation of this platform in Canada, and we're looking to roll that platform into the markets that have Journey, which right now really is only Puerto Rico and international, and then maybe one day into the US. On the commercial side, we have a CRM platform called Salesforce Sales Cloud. It's a CRM application that allows us to understand who's talked to which customers. So think about customers being a big mine in northern Canada, or Royal Caribbean Cruises in Miami, or a big farming conglomerate in Idaho that buy massive amounts of volume of fuel and lubricants from us. So managing the conversation with those people and understanding when we last reached out to them, and understanding when it's time to reach out to them again is sort of what we're trying to do there. Then we have Journey Rewards, and much more about Journey Rewards later. But that's a proprietary loyalty program that we've got running in Canada. As I mentioned, we've launched Journey in Puerto Rico, and that's going quite well. And we're just thinking about what would need to be true in the United States for us to bring Journey to that market. On top of Journey, we have our backcourt brand, so our convenience store brand called On the Run. It's our proprietary brand. We own it outright in all of Canada, much of the US, and most of the international markets we do business in. We've rapidly converted our network in Canada to the On the Run platform. We're in the process of doing that in the US, and we've done that in a couple of markets in the States. And on top of that would be our fuel brands. And in Canada, we largely, and I'll show you that in the next slide, but we largely have controlled brands that we either own, like Pioneer, or brands that we have an exclusive license to, like Chevron in Western Canada. In the US, we don't have that. We have a bit more of a mosaic of brands, mostly, or many of the major brands. So we have sites that run Shell and Exxon and Chevron and many other brands. I'll show you that in a second as well. And then international, we're more like Canada, where we have a controlled brand. So either we have the exclusive rights to a brand in a market. So take Dominican Republic. We have the exclusive rights to the Shell brand. Every Shell site in the Dominican is ours. Or we have a proprietary brand that is Sol, which is the brand we procured for international. Wrong computer. Let's go here. So this is a bit of an eye chart, but I just wanted to kind of give you a feel for what that looks like in each of our markets. So in Canada, British Columbia is a very strong market for us. But we fly the Chevron brand with an on the run backcourt. We are number one in market share in that market. So we're doing quite well in BC with Chevron. In Ontario, Quebec, and Atlantic, we have Ultramar as the brand. So it's a solid brand for us in Quebec, where we have the number 3 market share with Ultramar, and a decent brand for us in Ontario. If you think about Ontario, those of you who know where that is and what the geography is like, you draw a line right down the center of Toronto. Everything left of that line essentially is Pioneer. Everything right of that line is Ultramar, and you've got Pioneer as a strong proprietary brand that we own outright. Fast Gas, of course, is our legacy brand out of Red Deer, Alberta. So it's a brand that we have in the prairies, so Alberta, Manitoba, Saskatchewan, and then we have a bunch of 500 or so Esso sites that are in our network, and they would be the exception to the rule that we're trying to achieve. We try to achieve either to have a proprietary brand like Pioneer, or an exclusive license brand like Chevron, where we're the only ones that have Chevron. Whereas Esso, we compete with other Esso branded competitors. Sometimes it's difficult for the customer to understand whether they're doing business with Parkland or one of our competitors. Actually, sometimes it's difficult for us to understand that. So something that we need to wrap our head around. And here's sort of the list of the brands that we operate in the United States. I won't even go through it, just to say it's complicated. There's lots to do for us to figure out in the United States. We've got brands like Marathon and Mobile. We've got a couple of on the run branded sites. We've got Texaco, Valero, Arco, lots and lots of brands. None of them are exclusive to us, with the exception of On the Run. So a real need for us over the years to come to consolidate what brand operates in which market. And then in international, it's a bit cleaner. You'll see, I'll actually say Guyana which has 11 sites. We have 11 sites, and I think we're building a couple of greenfield NTIs there. We were Shell branded. We are just in the process of rebranding to mobile. So all of our sites are going to be brand new mobile sites with Exxon. But then we've got a number of markets like Suriname and St. Martin, St. Vincent, and a bunch of others. Most notably Barbados, where Sol is our front court and backcourt brand, so a very strong brand for us. And Jamaica, it's Texaco, a brand that we've had there for a while that we're renovating right now. We're actually upgrading the image of all of our sites in Jamaica. So again, to kind of summarize our fuel brand strategy, it is to take easy for me to say, non-proprietary brands and move them to proprietary brands. So brands that we either have an exclusive license or outright ownership of. So brands like Esso or Exxon or Mobil or Phillips 66, where we compete with other people that have that use that same brand. We don't want to do that in the long run. We want to move to a place where we're the only ones in the market that uses proprietary brands, specifically because it allows us to launch Journey. It allows us to combine it with On the Run in a meaningful way. It allows us to integrate M&M and create a value proposition that's differentiated, which is hard to do when there's a Shell site across the street that is also called Shell and confuses the customer. Then quickly, this chart looks a little ugly, but this is our market share at the end of last year. We've actually picked up market share, so I'll talk about that at the very end. We have the ultimate measure of our success, of our strategy is that we're winning market share. The customer votes with her wallet and with her steering wheel. She turns left or right depending on the sum total of the customer experience that's offered. That's the price, that's the location, the convenience, the perceived fuel quality, and sort of the quality of what happens in the convenience store, and of course the loyalty program to tie that all together. We have in the last little bit, we've taken over number 2 position, so we're now the second largest purveyor of fuel and convenience in Canada. We passed Couche-Tard, and we keep gaining share. So if all goes well, we'll be number 1 soon. Talk about a little bit about Journey. Journey is, those of you on the call that are not in Canada probably don't really know much about Journey, but Journey is our proprietary, developed in-house loyalty program that was launched 4 years ago. Actually, see my background. Just this week, yesterday actually, we announced our partnership or extension of Journey Rewards into M&M Food Market, which of course we own, but from a customer perspective, it feels like it's a partner. So Journey is one of our crown jewels, and we use Journey to tie together the customer experience for our consumers. So if you think about having in Toronto, for instance, where there's Pioneer gas stations and there's Ultramar gas stations, there's On the Run convenience stores, and there's M&M stores that are all owned by us. Journey is the tie that binds that together. It's the common thread that runs through everything we do. And it was born out of this insight, and not to take ourselves too seriously, this idea that the act of refueling sucks. Pardon my French. It is a truth. Not many people. There are some, but not many people look forward to pulling up to a gas station and refueling their vehicle and parting with I don't know what it is. I got that gas stop this morning. I think it was $104. So people don't love it, but the idea that if you have a full tank of gas, it can give you the freedom to go anywhere. There's something about having a full tank of gas that makes people feel good. And we, with Journey or through Journey, we make every stop fuel just a little more positive and a little better. We're trying to make sure that, we know you don't love getting gas at a gas station is not your favorite part of your day, but we're trying to make that a little better and putting a little more of a smile on your face while you do it. So our goal here is to increase customer loyalty. It's a loyalty program. It's designed to drive incremental business from our existing customers. So we're seeing a 21% increase in fuel purchases from people that join Journey Rewards. We're seeing 13% increase in convenience, cross-cart conversions. So people that buy gas going into the convenience store to buy something. And we're seeing roughly 80%, I'll show you the next slide, 80% share of wallet increase. So for those of you who are new to Journey, and by the way, if you're in Canada, just download the Journey Rewards app and get started. Use your Parkland email address, and you get some extra savings. So I would recommend you do that. Maybe you even do it right now. Although of course that would be rude because you're supposed to pay attention to what I'm talking about. But just kidding. So this is how Journey works. It's a little different than other programs. Every time you buy, you get points. And we have these unlocks that happen. So if you have 75 points, you get a surprise and delight gift. So this morning, I wish I could show it to you. This morning I had the choice between a Kit Kat chocolate bar, Twizzlers, or 30 Aeroplan points. That's just a free gift that we give to you when you hit 75 points. We do that again when you hit 150 points, and then when you hit 300 points, you've unlocked 7 cents a liter. So you unlocked a 7 CPL discount, which is the main reason people join Journey, is to get savings on fuel. Back to the insight that buying gas is not fun and it's expensive, and it's sort of a grudge purchase that I have to do. We've saved Canadians over $100 million in fuel through Journey Rewards. So we've really made life a little bit easier for a lot of Canadians. And then if you look at the timeline of Journey, we launched in 2020 with our inaugural partner, Canadian Imperial Bank of Commerce, CIBC. If you have a CIBC credit or debit card, you link it to Journey, you save an extra 3 cents a liter. 2022, we started partnering with Tim Hortons, which is a big QSR chain in Canada. Not so much as an ongoing Journey partnership, but they have something called Roll Up the Rim, which is their big promotion every year, and we partnered with them on that over the last couple of years. And then last year we launched Aeroplan, and invited Aeroplan customers to join us within. So Aeroplan is Air Canada's frequent flyer program. They have 5 million customers. Some of those customers, maybe 1 million or so, are really into their flight miles, and so now they can join through joining Journey. They can earn Aeroplan points. And then just yesterday we launched M&M, so the ability to go into one of our M&M food markets and earn Journey Rewards and redeem Journey Rewards at M&M. So that's a brand new. By last count, I think we had 2,000 people that have joined that M&M program. Our goal is to get that to about 250,000 people by the end of the first quarter. So lots of work to do still, but we're less than 1 day into it. So far so good. The technology works and the customer feedback is pretty good. I won't belabor this a whole lot more in the interest of time. So this is what I wanted to show. This is again a bit geeky, I'm sorry, but this tracks a credit card customer that we can track from before joining Journey to after joining Journey. So this is for our bank partner CIBC. You've got a customer that chugs along and gives us about 20% share of wallet. So 1 in 5 purchases come to us, 4 out of 5 go somewhere else. And then they increase their share of wallet by 80%. They go from 20% to 30, 36, 35%. So that's a massive increase in share of wallet. And so we've really eliminated one transaction at a competitor and brought it to us. The nice thing, or the interesting thing here, is that they're still being quite promiscuous. They still only give us 2 out of 5 transactions. So there's lots of upside to consolidate even more with that customer base. And then just very briefly, late last year we joined Journey Rewards and SpeedPay in Puerto Rico. Um, it's works. It's a little different than Journey in Canada. The interesting thing in Puerto Rico and in the Caribbean, it's the only market that is self-serve. Every other market in Puerto Rico is full serve. And without Journey in Puerto Rico, you pull up to the pump, you walk into the C store, you prepay your fuel, you walk out, you gas up your car. With Journey, you can actually do all of that from the app, right as you're standing at the pump. So that's a big benefit. And then of course you earn points for fuel savings. So it's been very successful. We had a goal, I think, of 150,000 members to be part of the program, and we've exceeded that already. And I think 12% of our total transactions in Puerto Rico are on Journey. And just quickly on the run, it's sort of our crown jewel. And if you think about a world where electric vehicles are going to be more prevalent, we have 120. Don't quote me on this though. I think 120 EV charging ports deployed right now under the On the Run brand, On the Run Fast Charge brand in British Columbia. As people pull up to charge their electric vehicle and plug in their charger, the average dwell time is 15 to 20 minutes. So if you think about if you go in with an ICE vehicle and you get fill up your fuel tank, you're not there very long, and as long as you're there, you're holding on to the nozzle and you're filling up your car. And then if you go into the store, you go in and out as quickly as you can to get on your way. If you're charging your vehicle, you plug it in, you got 15 to 20 minutes to, I don't know, play solitaire or send some emails or call your mom or go to an On the Run store, which is adjacent to that charger, and maybe use the restroom, maybe grab something to eat and a coffee and go back to your vehicle and finish the charge and go. So the whole experience of a convenience store has to evolve in this new world, and we're really trying to create a world where the convenience store is part of the reason why you choose us in the first place. It's different by geography. Again, in the US, there are many retailers, and one we talk about often would be Wawa in Florida, who have built a great fuel business by having a fantastic convenience store. They're famous for their hoagies. They make great sandwiches, and people go to Wawa to eat and then maybe buy some gas. That's not how people shop in Canada. They come to the gas station first, and then maybe go into the convenience store and maybe buy some food, but most likely just buy a candy bar and an energy drink and get on their way. So we really want to change that mindset and become a bit more food forward and food first. So the other insight that we had, what's happening with my computer? Somebody's calling me. Apologies. The other insight we have is that the world of convenience has changed. If you live in an urban market in North America, you can DoorDash something to your house. I can get something to my house in Toronto in 10 minutes. Anything I can think of, really. If I needed I needed a collar for my dog. My dog had an accident, lost the collar, needed a new collar. Needed to actually also watch the dog, so I couldn't take the dog out. Anyhow, I door dashed a new dog collar, 5 minutes. Now you pay a hefty premium, but the definition of convenience has definitely changed. Yep. And I think we have to continue to remember that as a convenience store, we exist for customers in the space between. So at least in most of the markets we operate, people don't go to a convenience store. They use a convenience store as a last resort, or while they go from A to B, if we're adjacent to a fuel station, they're not coming there for the convenience store. They're coming there for the fuel. And so we've come up with this idea, and I hope you can see my beautiful bubbles bubbling. This idea of energizing ease. Like what we want to do is to be the convenience store that when you walk in, it's frictionless, it's easy, it's fast, it's friendly. You get everything you need. You get in and out quick, but you also feel energized, and you also feel like this was good. It felt good. There's a good interaction. It's fun. It was a bit joyful, and not sort of a mundane, sort of boring task. So that's something we're working on. Let me just skip through some of this. And this is top secret, so don't share this with anybody. This is a mock rendering of a new store format we're working on. Bringing together in a more meaningful way. What we have with M&M, which is really a fantastic take home to eat later frozen food offer, and a great brand, great product, and bringing that into our on the run store more purposefully than we have so far. We now have the permission to sell beer and wine in a big part of Canada, which is Quebec and Ontario. So integrating beer and wine into this, food and wine go together nicely. So maybe there is a way to mix this better, and then meals to go. So having some ready to eat meals that are either hot or refrigerated, but maybe a bit better than what one is typically used to in a convenience store, which is a hot dog rolling on a roller all day. Trying to get a bit more. I wouldn't say upmarket, but a bit more exciting than like taquitos and hot dogs on a roller. And again, so just these are mock renderings. It's not what it's going to look like, but imagine you walk in and you have a set of meal to go, which is really our frozen entrees and frozen dinners for customers. We have a digital screen that sits sort of in the middle of the store already. We can change up by day part the messaging that we put on there. We can merchandise things like weeknight easy dinner. You take a bottle of soda and maybe a frozen lasagna and mix that to an easy family dinner. We can have a grab and go set here that has grab and go coffee, croissants, baked goods, and maybe some sandwiches. I really like this is getting really good feedback. We have loose candy in some of our stores, so the ability to mix and match a bunch of candy. So and with maybe even a container like a cup that fits into your cup holder. Imagine you're on a road trip and you go into a convenience store with your kid, and you allow the kid to kind of mix up their own candy from the candy corner in a little cup that goes in the cup holder and gets them the snack. Not sure how wise it is as a parent to give your kid that much sugar on a road trip, but that's another debate. And then the integration of beer and wine, again, between meals and wine and beer, there's some good synergy, and it starts to feel a little more like a place that you want to buy food from, versus a convenience store where food's sort of secondary and not part of the mix. Now, very quickly before I hopefully we'll get some questions from you guys as we talk about what we're doing with data. So my team's also responsible for data and digital. We're the team that is creating the data platform that sits on top of SAP or next gen. So all of the reporting and analytics will come out of the data team. We're just doing some really exciting work with the supply and trading team on trading optimization. We're moving a lot of product around, a lot of geographies with, thousands of rail cars and terminals and stuff, trucks, and the logistical optimization using analytics and maybe a little bit of AI is really exciting. We just hired our first head of AI she's building the AI strategy. And again, you probably hear a lot about how AI is going to change the world. I'm sure a lot of you use Chat GPT or some version of Meta's AI that's inside of Facebook and Instagram, or Google's new AI on Google search. AI is everywhere. We're trying to be responsible in how we bring AI to Parkland, and enable the broader organization to be ready for AI. Let's get that, and then just our digital platform. So we have a very complicated digital ecosystem with a whole bunch of technology providers that we've knit together into our digital intelligence platform. And the evidence is that Journey Rewards, which is sort of the customer facing output, our Journey app, is the single highest rated app in the App Store in the rewards category. So it ranks higher than Aeroplan's app. It ranks higher than PC Optimum or Air Miles or Scene or any other program. Very proud of what the team has done there to really build a world class platform. I'm sorry, my slides are a bit too dense here. So back to where I started. That's sort of the stuff we're working on to build a customer advantage, to build a customer value proposition that is different from the one across the street, and is just a little more preferred than the one across the street because it has a better fuel brand, it has a better backcourt convenience store offering, it has a stronger loyalty program that ties it all together. And if we do that, then Parkland wins, and because that will enable us to get the supply advantage. And maybe my no, that's not the one I want. No, where am I going here? Here we go. So there's two pieces of evidence that we are winning. The first is our customer satisfaction. We have something called Powered by Feedback. That is a post-transaction survey that we send to our retail customers after a purchase. So you buy something, you type in your Journey number on the pump, or your phone number on the pump. You drive away, you get home at night, you get an email from Journey saying, hey, how was your transaction? Give on a scale of 1 to 10, which you recommend, and overall satisfaction, all of that stuff. So our customer satisfaction across all of our brands is increasing slowly and steadily. So up and to the right, nice and steady and slow growth to the right, which is exactly what we want, and exactly what we'd hoped for. And then most importantly, our market share is growing. So this graph is from Q2 of this year. You see us here at the right. Our market share went from 14.5 to 14.9, and you see all of the majors. Suncoast, Petro-Canada is down, Couche-Tard's down, Shell's flat. Costco's winning. They're an interesting beast, but all of the big guys and some of our core competitors like 7-Eleven are losing market share. To me, the ultimate report card is are we or are we not gaining market share? And because that's the customer voting, and the answer, at least in Canada, is yes, we are. This data is a little more difficult to get in other jurisdictions, but we have it in Canada, and we should feel good about having made investments in building a differentiated customer value proposition that actually is appreciated by our customers. Yeah, so I think I'll leave it at that and see if there are any questions. Let's see here. Anyone? Euler? Is there anybody out there? I can't see anything. Anybody? Is there anybody out there?
Hi, Uwe. It's Mimi. I'm just in the background.
Hi.
So I know you bring such extensive brand marketing, loyalty, and digital experience from your past employers like Loblaws and Shoppers Drug Mart. So on the journey, our journey on Journey, like you said, it just it was new like 4 years ago. Do you think we will at some point be at the same range, surpass PC Optimum? Because you worked with PC Optimum, obviously.
Yeah, I built that thing.
Yeah.
I would say in some ways we're we're late. So let me step back. I started my career. The first kind of real job I had was with what is now Suncor, which was then Petro Canada, and I was part of the team that built the Petro Points program back in 1998. I think that dates me. Um, Many of you probably weren't born then, but and so loyalty programs have been around. Air Miles, in Canada that is partnered with Shell. Has been around since before 1995. They've been around for a long time, and Shell's been a partner of theirs. We built Shoppers Optimum in the year 2000 at Shoppers Drug Mart, which eventually became PC Optimum. Gosh, I don't know, 2015, 16, 17, something like that. I don't remember. Um, and in many ways, if you're late to market, which we are, we're a late entrant into the loyalty party. Um, it gives you some advantages. So we're not built on a legacy old platform. We have brand new technology. We have the state of the art technology, and the technology that we bought in the last couple of years is an order of magnitude cheaper than what this would have cost 10, 15, 20 years ago. So any of the geeks out there will know Moore's law, the fact that the cost of technology halves every year, and or the computing power per dollar doubles every year. Go back 20 years to build what we've just built would have been astronomically expensive, and so we can do this faster and cheaper now as technology has evolved. We will be hamstrung by the business we're in. If you compare it to an Optimum, which is food, which is drug, beauty, apparel, and fuel. The total spend a customer has with a company like that is probably 10x the spend they would have with us just on fuel. So we will be hamstrung by the total business relationship we have with our customer. Even if we pay them a good dividend, if I give you 2% back on everything you do with Parkland, that is not going to be as much as giving you back 1% on all the food you buy, because you're just going to end up buying a lot more in a supermarket. All that to say, I think we need to fight differently. We need to be smarter. We need to be more nimble. We need to find partners that help us augment the value in our program, so that we can extend the reach of Journey outside of just Parkland, and get people to earn Journey rewards when they buy other stuff. We're in conversations with our credit card partner to say, is there a way to earn Journey points on your credit card, not just when you buy fuel from us, but is there a way to earn Journey points whenever you spend anything on your credit card? Certainly an avenue we're thinking about, and maybe there are other partners we can bring to the mix that allow our customers to earn Journey rewards by shopping in their network. We've got a very attractive customer base. People that drive a lot are very attractive to a bunch of people. Certainly anyone that's selling anything related to automobiles is interested in that. So the OEMs, the quick lube guys, the tire guys, the car fix guys, car insurance, CAA, and there's lots of opportunity.
Oh, that sounds great. I can't wait to see what happens. We have a question in the chat from Maxim. It says, where do we stand with the rollout of audience segmentations? And this is Twilio. Sorry, segment.
Leo,
What does our And what does our AI strategy look like in terms of combining physical and virtual personas to drive personalization? How are we planning to use AI to optimize offerings and product selections? Would we see a shift in the QSR strategy, similar to what you described with Wawa, to drive more destination trips? That's a long question, multiple questions in there.
I appreciate the 7 questions packed into one. That's good. We are about to complete the rollout of Segment, and Segment will allow us, for those of you who don't know what that is, will allow us to segment, which will allow us to group our customers into segments for communication and analysis in a way that's maybe a bit more intuitive and easy to use as than it is today. Think about segments like today, when you're a Journey Rewards customer and you hit your unlock, and I offer you three rewards choices, everybody kind of gets the same. We know though that there's a whole bunch of people that love energy drinks, and there's a bunch of people that would never buy an energy drink, and so to offer energy drinks, here's your free gift, have a Monster, to people that have never bought one and don't want one, doesn't feel like a great reward. So using something like Segment to do that is going to be quite helpful. We don't have an AI strategy for that specifically to combine our physical and virtual personas into one. I mean, I wouldn't even know where to start with that in terms of like cameras and trying to figure out who this person is and match like that's not something we're looking at. But we do want to make sure that the data that's generated in our data lake that we are using for merchandising is informed by the customer. So if you think about the SKUs that we list in our C store, the items we list in our C store, getting the right product in the right store at the right price is a really complex optimization. It's really complicated to do. It's not something you can do in a spreadsheet. It's not something you can do on a notepad and a piece of paper. This is something you're going to have to actually let the machine come up with a recommendation. And so there's definitely more work to be done on that. But I see that as one of the use cases for AI in our business to get get an algorithm to recommend our assortment strategy and our pricing strategy versus having a human try and figure that out and optimize that across thousands of stores and thousands of products. And finally, do we see a shift in the QSR strategy similar to Wawa? Yeah, I do. I mean, we've got some pilots running. It's interesting. Creating a QSR brand is a hard thing to do. And it takes time and patience. We're about a year ago, we opened our first Bites on the Run, a pilot site in Montreal on St. Catharines Street, in our standalone Marché Express store there. And I'd say we learned a lot. I don't think we have it figured out yet. There's lots more to sort, but we certainly learned that we can do it. We can make quality food that is safe, which is of course very important to us, and that tastes good and is great quality at a decent price. But there's more for us to sort. So we are actually tomorrow morning meeting to discuss like what's the future of our food program. How do we think we might scale that, and how can we create a food program that's maybe differentiated from other convenience stores but not too far out there. Canada is a different market than the US. The idea of grabbing lunch at a convenience store is doesn't sound crazy in the States. There's lots of great convenience stores that serve great food. Actually, we've got some markets in our Caribbean business where we have spectacular food, like our our offer in the Bahamas is good. Our in Barbados, we've got a great offer in Dominican with the Shell Cafe. People come to us to eat. Just in Canada, the idea of grabbing lunch or dinner at a convenience store, be that ours or Circle K or 7-Eleven or anyone else's, is just not in the consumer psyche. So we just have to make sure we don't get too far ahead of ourselves.
Oh,
What
that's
else?
great. What else? We have one question in the Q&A from Josh. It says, what are some initiatives you are excited for the next coming up year, 2025?
Yeah, this new on the run store that we're building. So we have we're picking a market where we'll convert at least 4 existing stores, 2 stores from M&M and 2 stores from On the Run into what we call On the Run 2.0. So a combined experience that brings the best of our food offer from our standalone food business into our convenience business, and brings the best of our convenience business into our standalone food business. And I think it's going to work, and I think it's going to be awesome. And if that works, that gives us a long runway of driving same store sales growth through our convenience business. In the total company, don't quote me on this number, but less than 15%, call it 15% of all of our profits are created by our retail convenience businesses, including M&M. 85% of our business is fuel. So the vast majority of our profit stream comes from gasoline and diesel and jet fuel, and a differentiated convenience store offering is just going to make that earning stream so much stronger and so much more resilient. Plus, it's going to diversify it a bit so that we sell more than just fuel, and can leverage the traffic that we have in our front courts. People have to come to us to get gas. You just got to leverage that into trying to sell them more as they're with us, and maybe if you think about it in a customer centric way, solve more problems for them. The age old, and I've worked in the supermarket business for many years, and the age old problem that everybody is trying to solve is to answer the question of what's for dinner. The fact that 80% of Canadians anyways don't know what's for dinner by 4 p.m. and it's this dreaded text you get from your wife or husband at 4 p.m. saying, hey, what are you going to do for dinner? And this whole stress it creates. If we can help just a little bit in making the what's for dinner dilemma a little easier, that if you're stopping on your way home and you're gassing up your car for the drive to work in the morning, you pop it into our new OTR store, and we suggest some dinner solutions for you that might feed your family tonight, that everybody will love. We put a smile on your face and make your life a little bit better, and we sell a bit more product in the process.
Oh, I love that idea, because I'm one of those people at 4 o'clock. I'm like, what am I going to make? What's in the fridge? I don't even know. So if anyone has any questions, we have Uwe here for another 5 minutes. So I don't see any questions come up. We thank you so much from the talent management team, Uwe, for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, and welcome to Parkland. You picked a great place. I love it here. It's a great company, a great culture. We've got an awesome plan and an awesome future. So thank you for being here, and all the very best in your careers with Parkland. Take care.
Thank you.